Hey guys, welcome back. I didn't think that this would require another video. I figured, you know what, the Pokemon company has learned. They've figured out that they messed up so badly on this release that surely they're gonna resolve it at this point in time. They're gonna print more, they're gonna make it available, and it's not gonna sell out within a couple hours. Make everyone upset. Boy, was I wrong. That not only that, we have a whole lot of issues with cards not being sent out. Apparently they oversold them. Apparently there's no reserve, there's no backup, they said they were going to be available till October. They weren't. They sold out right away. I don't understand this. I don't understand from start to finish how they can make so many bad decisions and keep making more bad decisions in order to make this release the most painful it's ever been. I will say it is making people really want that felt hat Pikachu, and that's about all there is to it. The customer frustration level on this thing, for how simple it would be to have done it correctly from the get-go, blows my absolute mind. So starting off, we're going to do a little recap here. I do have a previous video, this one on screen. I'll link that down in the description if you want to look at that, but we're going to recap it, what went on there exactly. So we have the Van Gogh exhibit that was an absolute disaster. So from the get-go, not organized. They should have known. They set the museum up for failure, essentially. They should have known the craziness that would ensue, not to mention the fact that the initial announcements, the initial information that was given out to everyone did not make it clear whether or not you could get these Van Gogh Pikachus, the felt hat Pikachus from the Pokemon Center, or if there was certain stuff that you could only get from the exhibit itself. There was no lineup at the exhibit. They've done countless pop-up Pokemon centers before. This should be treated the same way, where there's line, there's sign up, there's probably a certain time frame where you should be able to go in and go through there. No, instead we had people fighting over what was there in the gift shop. I guess they set it up in the gift shop. What the hell were they thinking? Who knows? I don't know. Do they know? Okay, so we got strike one. Then all of a sudden it's available. Guys, don't worry. Those same promos are going to be available. You're going to be able to get them from the Pokemon Center along with all the merchandise. No, that sold out all beforehand. The site was an absolute disaster. It's always a disaster. I don't know how the Pokemon Company, with the resources that they have, cannot have a functioning Pokemon Center website or create some kind of system, even if they have to do pre-orders, scheduled times when people can go in, anything like that, to say like how many do people want, even if people aren't paying for them in advance. They have pre-orders on regular products, on sets that come out, on trading cards and stuff like that. Why did they not just do the same thing? Why didn't they just do the same thing before they printed the stuff so they would know how much they need? It blows my absolute mind. I don't get it. Can someone please explain to me who was in charge of this every step along the way? Because it's just getting worse. It's absolutely getting worse. These are promo cards. A single card that you have to print off. They should be available for some period of time. It should have been available from the Pokemon Center website. It should have been advertised as available, very available from the Pokemon Center website. If you're not sure how much merch you need for a release like this, we've seen special delivery Charizard. We've seen special delivery Pikachu. We've seen all those things before. You know how this is going to go. You should. I can tell you how it's going to go. People want the exclusive promos. And when it's something so similar to the screen promos, which if you didn't check recently, Pokemon, they're blowing the hell up because people like them. People want them. Yes, things should be somewhat exclusive. No, it shouldn't be you can get your felt hat Pikachu for 16 years. Don't worry about it. You can get it at any time. It's free. We're just going to send one out to you. No problem. We'll send you a whole bundle of them. No, it's not special at that point in time. But you can't make it so special that it sells out before anyone can even legitimately use the site, which doesn't work. Hasn't worked for any major release that you've done over the past, since pre-pandemic, like when the pandemic started. Beef up the site. Do what you got to do to the site. The only thing they've done to the site is make it harder for actual people to use the site because it locks you out if you refresh a couple times. The bots don't give a fuck. They're going to get through it anyway. Fix it. I don't know what you need to do on the back end. I don't know if you need to. You do pre-orders. People can pre-order just the same way that they did for the UPCs or stuff like that. If you need to make certain special super crazy items that are going to go super crazy, if you need to make those a pre-release so far in advance that you can print more if you need them, do it. Just do it. It'll reduce the amount of bots. It'll create customer satisfaction. We got the opposite. We got customers getting teabagged here. Just straight up teabagged by the Pokemon Company. I don't understand it. We have a time and period where Pokemon is in a lull. It's coming back down to earth, where product is available on release. We got Scarlet and Violet, which is awesome. Anyone that says it's not awesome is either lying or they're just maybe they spend too much money on Sword and Shield. Maybe they're fatigued. Maybe they're played out on the Pokemon stuff. Maybe they just want something that they can't have. Pikachu with a hat. They want Pikachu with a hat. That, or you're going to get the people that are like, oh, I don't like the new Pokemon and I don't want to play the games and I don't want to collect the new cards and what the hell, and they got lollipops on their head. Well, it takes some time. It takes some adjustment. Anyone that doesn't think that Scarlet and Violet is good is delusional, because you have the same quality in terms of like alternate arts. Okay, they're not called alternate arts anymore. I guess they're SIRs, special illustration rares. The illustration rares, it's good. It's just as good, if not better, than Sword and Shield. My apologies to anyone that doesn't believe that. And yes, we got everyone hung up on 151 right now. Guys, chill on the 151. It's gonna be all right. We have a ton of stuff to get through here, so we gotta stop diverting our attention. We're gonna take a look at the additional flaws that are going on here. So again, the Pokemon Company, you would think, hey, maybe they learned. Maybe they learned their lesson. Maybe they know what's going on at this point in time, because they sent out an apology, which is very good of them to do so, letting everyone know. I think it was good for them to let people know that it's still going to be available. There's going to be another way. You're going to be another chance, but there needs to be an actual chance. You can't just like have it unannounced. Surprise, an hour and a half of you can get one probably maybe. That doesn't work. That's not going to satisfy the customer base that wants to get one. If they're dedicated enough to go in there and buy them, maybe even if they're available for a week. Okay, my apologies. If you're not in tune, if you're not around, if you're not paying attention, and the stuff is up there for a week and you don't get one, you probably just have to get one on the secondary market. At least a week gives somebody, if they're not like, oh, I was working 24/7 for 6 days, and that 7th day, if you didn't get one on that 7th day, even though you should probably be sleeping if you worked that many hours straight, sure. But if you have people that are at work that are asleep when this stuff goes up, because they might be, who knows? You're screwing people over. That's a bad experience for them. Not to mention all the ridiculousness that we're getting into. So we had Second Chance, and then we had, oh, Soupsy Doopsy. Second Chance is gone. Not on the website anymore. It said on there that it was going to be available through October. Well, supplies last. Well, guess what? The supply didn't last because you didn't have nearly enough. I don't know if this was like their reserve, the reserve amount that they had for these cards that they were eating up. I shouldn't have to explain to them, but apparently we're going to have to explain to the Pokemon Company that you can't just have a certain amount of cards and sell them all. When you're that big and you're just tossing them in a box with whatever people buy, that doesn't work. If they get lost or damaged, you get to replace them. That's how much more simple can it be? I don't give a shit if you letter mail those stupid things out. If someone gets one and it's bent in half, which has happened. If someone doesn't get one, if someone has one that's been smashed up to pieces by their tin that they purchased, just do it. This is like the freest money, the freest like inventory clearer that they could possibly have is these promos. And to say, hey, spend $30. People are buying Fusion Strike blister packs. Not blister packs, the cardboard sleeve boosters, not to be confused with blister packs. I should know the difference, being like a 90s kid. Everything was in blister packs, especially those ones that you had to cut open. But you ruin a pair of scissors doing so, because this thing was tamper-proof to the extreme. Oh my goodness. All right, anyway. Now we have Pokemon Deals, who has a post unavailable, something shadow banned. I don't know if it was intentionally shadow banned. Sometimes I have some stuff that I'll post on Twitter. It gets like 10 views, which makes no sense. There's just no way that it's going to get 10 views. But it does, and you retweet it or you post it again or whatever, and it does just fine. It has nothing to do with, I don't think, any of the information. But here is their original post, and it was retweeted, so I guess that probably helped it get it some legs. That's usually what it takes. Either just post it again, or hit the old retweet, even if it's your own tweet, hit the retweet. Accidentally banned. Maybe it was posted too close to something else that you posted. I don't know exactly. It's a mystery. It's all a mystery. We have Pokemon Deals Community. Who says? As you know, this account is all about positivity. Guys, can we please just fuck off with the positivity stuff? Positivity is great when there's things to be positive about, but like false positivity or just ignoring bad things that happen is not a good way to be about anything. No, yes, we absolutely need to enjoy Pokemon because it's awesome. And if you're not enjoying Pokemon, you shouldn't be in Pokemon. That's not like a gatekeeping thing. That's just like, if you don't enjoy a hobby, like what the fuck are you doing? If it's anything, you should enjoy it. Trust me, I do enjoy it. Yes, we have to feature some bad stuff that's going on, but also the good stuff it's all there. It's all very much there. Just people typically don't want to talk about it. Especially with Pokemon, you'd assume we'd want to keep good relations for future collaborations. However, with everything come to light regarding the Pikachu Van Gogh fiasco, it's hard to stay neutral. So that's the thing. You shouldn't be scared. You shouldn't be tiptoeing on around because you think like the Pokemon company's gonna be mad at you for like criticizing them. It's constructive criticism. This is something that they could easily have fixed every step along the way, but they just keep fucking up over and over again. I don't get it. Here's the timeline broken down to a series of events. Pokemon announces the Van Gogh Museum collaboration and promises to notify everyone via social media and other call to actions. So that wasn't even really it. The information from the get-go, like clearly it wasn't set up properly at the museum. Clearly the press releases and all this other stuff were not available, were not clear and concise because people didn't think, I didn't even think that you could get the same stuff at the Pokemon Center. I wasn't sure to do it. So it says like we can get stuff at the Pokemon Center online, but also like, can you get the same promo or are there different promos? They should have had that super clear and concise, and you wouldn't have had people fighting over stuff. Same with like the amount of stuff that's available. If they're not sure, if they don't want to make too much of it available, just do pre-orders. For the love of God, they exist for a reason. You have them set up on your website. Just do pre-orders on it. That way people that want the items get the items. And yes, you can make it so that people that don't necessarily want Van Gogh items or certain items, they don't end up buying all that stuff up that somebody else actually wants. So that's the thing too. You can make both. You don't need to make it tied to the Van Gogh items. I get what they were trying to do. You get a Van Gogh promo for buying Van Gogh items, but also if some people would rather have something else, let them buy something else. Let them buy $30 of something else that's sitting on your website and probably not going to sell otherwise. They want TCG. Maybe somebody wants Pikachu pots and pans and they don't really want a Van Gogh set of sleeves. Let them buy some pots and pans. Pokemon Center releases some Van Gogh items ahead of time, and it's sold out within minutes by bots. Yeah, so they put them on the website, and it was sold out before it was even accessible by just searching on the website. Pokemon Center releases the rest of the Van Gogh products hours later, and that is sold out within seconds. Bots feast. Yeah, it was bots and also people manually doing it. But that's the thing. We have another terrible customer experience for anyone that was sitting around all day refreshing that crap. I didn't bother because I kind of know how that plays out. Maybe you get lucky, maybe you don't. You're dicking around with the site for the whole day and maybe you get a couple promos. Surely they won't let that happen again. We've seen it before. Surely Pokemon Company will not do that to us again. And they did. They absolutely did. Pokemon releases an apology for failing to notify everyone via social media, as previously promised, and promises to re-release the promos to the world, but only for those willing to pay $30 plus orders on select items. Okay, so wasn't the select items like TCG items or something? Maybe it was TCG items. I can't remember, but who cares? Just make it so it's $30 worth of stuff at the Pokemon Center so that people aren't just buying one sleeve booster pack per order. The problem with this as well is the fact that they're going to have individual orders for every single $30 item from everyone that wants to get these promos. Versus before where it was as many items as you buy, Van Gogh items that you buy, you get that many promos. So this is screwing themselves over. They just need to have enough promos. I will say, I did on the restock on the like hour and a half or whatever it was that they were available. I did get a few orders through. Those even haven't even shipped yet. So they created like a backlog, but didn't even have enough promos to give out. I don't, why? Pokemon Center restocks the Van Gogh Pikachu promos without any scheduling. At least they notified Twitter/X. It is sold out within the first 2 hours. Low stock despite obvious demand. So that's why I kind of think that they were like just leftover copies. Maybe ones that people, you know, they had extra copies in case stuff gets damaged, in case it gets lost, in case whatever. Extra copies in that kind of, which is also weird. Well, maybe it's not that weird. Maybe they thought there was enough there. Why didn't they print enough? I don't know what that number is exactly, but clearly they were nowhere close if it sold out within an hour and a half and they planned for it to go till the end of the month. Within the week, Pokemon Center quietly issues cancellation emails and tells buyers, hey, we might not be able to fulfill your order. So that's not a problem. If you somehow don't have the item that's available to send to the person, whatever, refund them and send them the promo. The promo is very easy for you to replace. You should have had all the promos available, and we're just making more of a mess here. Every single time this thing, if you do it 3 more times and it sells out every time, you're still making a mess. You have people that are going to buy these on the secondary market. They're either going to buy fake ones that we're going to take a look at the end of this video, or they're going to end up buying them overpriced. And then you make them available when you make some people happy that they can get them at that point. Some people probably overpaid for them. They feel shitty. The whole thing is just a shitty customer experience. And all it took was printing individual Pikachu cards with the felt hat. Even if that initial release, even if you're saying like, okay, we're going to have a quick release here and then we're printing more and we're going to have more available for a future order, for a future release. If you don't get one this time, you're going to have another chance after that, that kind of thing. But like, they didn't put in another apology at this point in time. So then we have 7 Pokemon Center issues another email telling buyers, forget about our previous email. We will be fulfilling your order and your Pikachu promos. 8 today. Some customers are reportedly not receiving their Pikachu promos after all. Some products in their orders are also out of stock as well. If you've read this far, thank you for being here. This has been a saga to say the least. Dear Pokemon and the Pokemon Company, do better. No, like there's no do better. This is just like, what the fuck did you do? It doesn't, every step along the way here doesn't make any sense. They didn't learn. So Saligia, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Sal says, yeah, I'm that sucker that bought from secondary market. In my defense, Pokemon Center canceled my orders from the first wave, and it was already a huge disappointment. Did not get the card. Even worse, did not get the merch. Then came second wave, and we all know how it is that likes. What? I just want to thank my full-time job for being able to afford my monthly cardboard spending. So this is the kind of thing. This is the kind of thing where if somebody buys, maybe somebody wants 8 of these things. Maybe they would have bought 8 things from your website in order to get 8 promos. Great. That's awesome. But now, if they bought 8 of these, which I highly would not recommend doing, that's pretty damn risky with the course of action and the lack of knowing what the hell the Pokemon Company is doing in this instance, whether they're going to put out more. I kind of think they might. I'm kind of surprised that they haven't yet at least said something about, hey, we got more. We get it. We can't have them sell out this quick. People at least have to have a chance to get them. And no, I'm not saying people should be able to get them within like 6 years or something like that. If it's got to be on there. It's got to be on there at least a couple days. And have the website functioning to the point that people can put an order through. I think that's pretty reasonable. I don't know how they don't see that that needs to happen in order to not screw people over here. We got Pharaoh here who says Pokemon Center did not include the Pikachu Van Gogh promo in all the orders that they said they would. The company is now retroactively claiming that the promo card sold out prior to when the website indicated that it had. Guess what, Pokemon Company? That's your problem. If someone has one in their cart and they make a purchase based on that assumption, I don't give a shit how much disclaimer, how much small text you want to put at the bottom, how much of it can flash on the screen. Warning, you might not get your Pikachu with the felt hat. I don't give a shit. That is a terrible customer experience. You're kind of... the customer is going to, whether or not you intended to, the customer is going to feel like you screwed them over. You were trying to just get them to buy something, and then they don't get the thing that they were buying something to receive the bonus for. Right? It's like if you apply a code and you get a discount off your item, but then they're like, oh no, we billed you for the full thing because it's not guaranteed. It's like, what? You can't do that. And that just because the card shows up on your order does not mean that you are guaranteed to receive the card. So that's even worse. The fact that it shows up in your cart, you can check out, then it shows up on your order, and then whether or not it shows up on the packing slip, or whether or not it shows up in the package when you open the package, then we have even more of an issue. The fact that Pokemon Center does not accept returns on trading cards, meaning that thousands of customers will have no recourse here. So no returns, no refunds, no promise of a card. So like the easiest thing to do here. How many customers are they burning with this? Like it just blows my mind that any sort of marketing department, any sort of person that's in charge of making any of these decisions can't see that it's just a good idea to print more of the fucking Pikachu. Like what the hell? Just fix it. Just fix it. I'm not saying print the Pikachu until so everyone gets one from now until 2033. Just print enough so that people get them, especially the people that ordered them. And to sell so many that you can't even include them in every order that was promised one. And then not just say, hey, don't worry, we're going to print more and you'll get sent one. It didn't come with your order, but we'll be sending one out to you separately. Yes, it's going to cost them more money to do it that way, but they fucked up. It's their screw up. If they're going to screw up, they got to fix it. That's how it works. The customer is always right. And this is like this is just a Pokemon company being wrong and messing up. If you mess up, you make it right. Especially when it costs so little to do so. I have no idea. Was this just like passed on to the next person? Like what intern set this whole thing up from the beginning? Blows my mind. In other words, Pokemon just unloaded a huge backstock of low demand packs on customers with the promise of a Van Gogh promo that they'll no longer receive. So I saw a lot of people buying not the best products. I mean, I'm not one to hate on stuff like, I think Fusion Strike is a good set. It's a freaking damn big set. It is a pain in the ass to put in a binder, or in my case, 2 binders because the thing won't fit. There are a lot of cool chase cards. Do people like it? No, not really. Is it because it's like 1 in 6 chance to get a V or better? Yeah, pretty much. And then once you get Trainer Gallery, then you go back to that stuff, and it doesn't have Moonbreon in it, so it's not great. But at the same time, I think there were better purchases to be made. I did share a post, though, I mean, only so many people could use it when it's less than 2 hours that you have the ability to order anything. But if you Googled the item that you actually wanted from the Pokemon Center, if you Googled like Pokemon Center, insert name of item, you could just click on that and it would bring you to the site because the site was broken. The site is always broken. Anytime there's any big release of any kind, anytime anything's limited, anytime people are crazy about something, the site just absolutely shits its pants. I don't understand how they can't fix that. I don't know how much it has to do with the bots like overloading it or just everyone refreshing it. Again, it would just be like a pre-order thing. Fix it all with a pre-order thing. And then if there's leftover after the pre-order thing, if you want to make them still available on release, make them still available. Oh my goodness. All right, this seems entirely unfair, and I'm calling on Pokemon to find a way to make this right. Yeah, they should. They should have over and over again. And I don't know. I've lost faith at this point in time. I have my 1 copy for my binder set. Would I like more? Sure. Why wouldn't I? If I'm going to buy a Pokemon product anyway, why wouldn't I like to get a couple more promos? Wouldn't that be... That'd be pretty awesome, right? Good incentive to buy from the Pokemon Center. Oh, I guess there's usually not that much incentive to buy from the Pokemon Center unless it's Pokemon Center exclusive stuff. Otherwise, I'd rather point you in the direction of PSA Pikachu because if you're buying booster boxes, they're going to be less expensive elsewhere other than the Pokemon Center online. Now, if you're buying Pokemon exclusive, Pokemon Center exclusive ETBs and stuff like that, which probably shouldn't even really exist, because it is the Pokemon company kind of like giving a little sack tap, a little nut slap to the game stores that are trying to sell their product. And again, maybe they forgot that those game stores are important to them, especially the ones that run events and everything like that. The Pokemon Company seems to forget, like, hey, maybe we shouldn't be siphoning off any of the money from them, because these are the guys that are going to run the organized play. These are the people that are going to be sticking it out when we hit something like a Scarlet and Violet, when we don't have the pandemic anymore, when we don't have prices going up like crazy all the time. These are the people that are sitting on product. These are the people that are there, that will be there, that were there before the pandemic, that will be there after the pandemic. These are the people that are gonna bring us through any other time when stuff doesn't just automatically sell out. Now, of course, what do? I don't have the source for this one. This was just posted in the Discord, but we have people that received damaged promos. Now, if you didn't even have enough promos to fulfill the orders that were placed, that should be getting a promo, this is one of those cases where if a Pokemon Center support receives this from a person, they show the receipt, they show that they got the card, they show that it's bent in half, they should have a replacement. It should be like, oh yeah, no problem, sorry to see that it got smushed by the tin that you ordered. And this is a matter of either they had to make a decision on their end. The Pokemon Company needs to say, hey, is it worth it to put better packaging so that the promo cards, when they're just tossed in the box, they don't get bent? Or is it better to just replace them? But if you're going to replace them, guess what you need? You need more copies of it. You need extra copies of it that are sitting on standby, that are reserved for people to get them, that are damaged. Whether it's factory damage, whether it's shipping damage, whether the thing gets lost, whatever it might be, this is why. This is what you need. Whether somebody orders a bunch of Fusion Strike packs. I don't know what it is about the single sleeve boosters of Fusion Strike, but it seems like most of the people that are not getting their promos ordered the Fusion Strike sleeve boosters. No promo. You got to make sure you check the flaps down at the bottom, like they're doing in the video there, because sometimes they like to tuck them in there. It's probably better that they're in there and not in with the other stuff beating around. Cards are pretty resilient, but when you start putting tins, metal tins, and everything else in there with them. We have Pokemon who said, seriously, who's handling shipping at the Pokemon Company International, or what's wrong with the system? Bought 3 items to get the promo. Van Gogh Pikachu, got only 1 item. I'm sorry, but a $1 billion company can't handle an e-commerce web, or y'all just tricking people for money at this point. So, again, we have the order here, which is clearly not completed. And that's the thing, too. It's just like by them making it individual orders and all at once, and people rushing everything all in at the same time. It's a dumpster fire, and they just keep adding garbage to it instead of putting it out or letting it self burn out or whatever they got to do. I don't know what the analogy is exactly, but whatever it is, Pokemon Company is just taking a shit in the dumpster, and now it smells like flaming shit. So them having the 1 promo per, again, if you start doing it 1 promo per order, then you get a lot of these small orders, multiple small orders from everybody that wants one or that wants several, and you make yourself a mess. The orders are going to get messed up because you probably have such a backlog. I mean, they have such a backlog that on the 25th here, I still don't have my orders shipped. I have 3 of them. I have 3 orders, none of which is shipped. October 25th. I don't know what the date was exactly when they did the relaunch, because it would be featured in the video here somewhere. But is that what's the excuse here? So we got items being delivered. We got the Fusion Strike. If you're getting the Fusion Strike sleeve booster packs, if anyone received Fusion Strike sleeve boosters and got their promo code, please let me know. I don't know if that's maybe like an error on their end of things. Regardless, it's like they need to be, oh yeah, I guess they just got the 1 sleeve booster pack because they wanted to make the total hit the $30 threshold. But the people that got 8 of them, which was a very trending order, we know PK, that's what he was ordering, and he got shafted. So we got Ali here who says, thanks at the Pokemon for yet another disappointment with the Van Gogh collab. Card was in my cart and confirmation email, yet not in the box. Was this just a way to scam your fans into clearing inventory out? So there we go. We got no promos. Pokemon Center response to Pikachu Van Gogh promo card cancellation emails citing technical issues. Don't give a shit. Not an excuse. Just make it right. Holy crap. Like, and the more they don't do anything about it, like the more they don't just like say, hey, don't worry, we're going to make it right. The more they're creating themselves more work. Like the amount of time and effort that it's going to take for people to respond to emails, to respond to like customer service stuff is like, it's going to be more. It doesn't matter how little you're paying these people to do your customer responses and service and stuff like that, or like the damaged reputation or experience that someone's having on that website for the sake of a promo card. I can't imagine what it costs for them to print one of those Pikachus. It's got to be near nothing in large batches. Yes, is it going to take printer time? Is it going to take time? Are they going to have to set it all up and ship them in? Yeah, of course. Are they now going to have to send them separately to make this right to people? Yes. That shipping is probably going to be way more. Again, set it up. Set it up for success beforehand. You know your site sucks. You know it crashes. You know it eats an absolute cock whenever anything's coming out that people want. And you didn't prep it for any of this. You know what happens when you release a special delivery. Pikachu, Charizard, whatever. You saw the flood that the special delivery Charizard got at the get-go. And then like you're like, oh, well, maybe we better dial it back. Because they didn't all sell. They were available, I think, for the full duration. But see how smoothly that went? Now, there's still going to be people that want special delivery Charizard. I think it was probably available a little bit too long, in my opinion. Same with the illustration promos. So maybe they're just kind of going back and forth and they don't understand, or they can't like get a good guess or feel for how much they need or what they need. But the fact that they screwed up like the exhibit itself and the release leading up to that, the information leading up to that, kind of just, I don't know. I think they just don't know what they're doing. Hi Trainer, you may have received an order cancellation notice from us today. After further investigation, we have determined that your complete order has not been canceled. Though select items from the order may no longer be available, our fulfillment partner systems are experiencing technical issues and they are working to resolve this. So again, it's probably just overloaded. They're probably just overworked. Like, can you imagine the abundance of orders and separate parcels that have to be put up and put together? Costco does the same thing. I don't get it. They ship everything individually. You can order 10 of something from Costco online and they'll send you 10 different parcels. Blows my mind. I don't know how in this day and age you don't have a system that can combine that stuff. You don't have a system, or you don't set it up beforehand to know that you got to know that's going to happen. Surely you have the data. You've seen it before. You see that people are going to put separate orders in. Maybe you limit to some amount of some size or whatever, but please note that all or part of your order will continue to ship depending on stock availability. In addition, you will still receive a promotional item if it was part of your order. Good. That's bare minimum, I think. This includes the Pikachu with gray felt hat promo card. I've had once or twice before where I had a promo item. I used a code, I think one for Zard and one for illustration, where they sent the promo cards without the actual item, which I think is fair. If they're going to cancel my order, at least send me the promotional item. I think that's a nice little, you know, it's the least they can do, right? Sorry, we oversold this item, oopsie doopsie, or it's damaged or whatever, and we can't sell it, but here's your promo that you were supposed to get. And no, not including the promo is not a good option, because you know damn well, what did your site do? What did it do the day before that promotion, and what did it do the day on the promotion? People were buying it for the Pikachu. They were buying it for the Pikachu promo. My apologies if you can't see that, or if you don't think that's the real reason, but that's what it is. If we are able to fulfill and ship items in your order, you will receive a shipping confirmation email. If we are not able to ship all your items to your order, we will receive another cancellation email for unfulfilled items. We apologize for the confusion and thank you for your patience while we work through the issue. So I think that's fine. I don't expect them, if they ran out of certain products, certain boxed products that are like out of print or something like that, we can't expect them to, even if there was a glitch and it was showing inventory on certain items, we can't expect them to go back and print every ETB that ever existed, or maybe it's 6 or 7 different items or something like that. If it affected that many, which I kind of doubt, but to make sure that the promo is at least sent at no charge to people that had their items not available, though they were shown that they were available, for the hassle. I think that's pretty fair. I think most, if not everyone, would be happy if they just got a Pikachu and not the items in the order. All right, Selegia, once again, says one of the booster bundles is not even $30 minimum, and lucky me, they still shipped the Pikachu Van Gogh. But hello, Pokemon support, why did you eat my 3 blister packs? It has been some time since I wanted to buy packs to DJ. Does anyone else have the same problem, and what should we do? So this is kind of weird. We have the Fusion Strike sleeve boosters, which were... Oh, and Obsidian Flames. So I guess that these all got canceled. So I don't know, maybe there was an issue on this end. Maybe stuff sold so fast that the system dicked itself and it thought it had inventory on these when it didn't. So here's an instance. Sure. Trick or Trade booster bundle, Pikachu promo. They're probably not that upset. It's weird that they got part of their order but not their entire order. But as long as they're refunded for this stuff, I think that they're going to be all right. Now, if they didn't get the Pikachu, but they got the booster bundle, or they got all the packs and they got the booster bundle but no promo, are they more likely to be pissed off? Absolutely. Now, once again, Sal here with, well, somebody shared this in the morning. People selling customized Van Gogh cards on Taobao now for $3 to $4. Be careful on buying this Pikachu off secondary market now. How the hell did they speedrun counterfeits of this? Do you think maybe it's something to do with the fact that it's so damn expensive on release, it's so hard to get on release, that there's an opportunity there for shitheads that make counterfeit cards? Can you please, guys, please do not buy counterfeit cards. It doesn't matter if they're imitating something, if they're not. You're encouraging this shit. People are going to fall for this. They're going to spend $100 on this thing, or however much, and they're going to get ripped off per card. Maybe they buy 8 of them, like she did. In a previous post, and they get boned for $800. I don't think I could ever. You can't make this stuff up. How did they mess up so many times in a row and keep messing up on this one very simple, very profitable, very easy? Okay, the setting up of like the event itself, the Van Gogh exhibit. And bringing and setting up their Pokemon Center, their pop-up Pokemon Center there to go along with the exhibit. Would it take effort? Yes. There was clearly demand there for it. They could have been selling other items as well outside of the Van Gogh stuff to justify having it there. The same way they do, the same way they set it up at Worlds. I'm sure they would have had volunteers who would be there ready to set it up. I don't know if maybe at the store itself they have actual employees that do it. Do you think those employees don't want to like go set that up? Be there for the exhibit if they're that into Pokemon that they have a job with Pokemon and they would normally be, you know, setting up pop-up Pokemon centers? They must have all the equipment for it, right? All the shelving and all the other stuff. They'd probably ship it all at once. Could have been a side attraction to go along with the exhibit, and then there wouldn't be people jumping over top of each other because there'd be a well-formed line. You'd sell a bunch of other Pokemon product. You'd have a cool experience for the people that are there. I mean, outside of the art exhibit would have been very cool to begin with. Figure it out, guys. Figure it out. I don't know where they go from here. I'm assuming they just need to print more of them. The thing is, now if they just print in abundance, they're screwing people over that didn't think it would be available because they weren't transparent and they couldn't make up their mind. So now people are going to be screwed over regardless, whether it's people that overpaid for them on the secondary market because they said one more chance and then they missed their one more chance because it was an hour and a half. Screw those people over, but then unscrew the people, at least unscrew the people that had orders that were supposed to get a card. But then the people that weren't able to order within those couple hours, they get boned. Like there's no winning here. Like the more they screw this up and the more they kind of navigate around here without just like fixing it earlier on, the more of a mess it makes. This is wild. I don't, it's almost like they made like, I don't know how many poor decisions they made here, but it's a lot. If anyone would like to count and let me know how many it was. We listed them all off, I think, today, and it wouldn't surprise me if this gets even worse because that's kind of what it's looking like. I'm staying tuned to see what happens with my 3 orders. Is it the end of the world if they don't have the promos in there? No, But am I going to be upset that like I ordered 3 things and didn't receive anything that I was promised, like a promo with them? Yeah, I think so. I think anyone should be. All right, that's it. That's all I got for you. Join the Discord. See you guys next time. Bye.